Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranhari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranhari Gopijana Vallava Girivaranhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Gaura, Jai Gaura, Jai Gaura, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stutara Satya Simadhi Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Godi Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa Kuru Ki Jai. Prem Shri Guru Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganges Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glory to Shri Guru Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna Vrita Bhutala Shamata Vrita Shranka Shri Krishna Purahita Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Vati Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Agyanat ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपादकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादं सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीसा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभान सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च वसुन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय। Continue our reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 7. The Lord's Tour of South India. We stop at text 41. So we'll continue from 42. Namaskari Sarvabhauma Asana Nivedila Sabake Militabe Asane Basalila Namaskari Sarvabhauma Asana Nivedila Sabakare Militabe Asane Basila Namaskari Sarvabhauma Asana Nivedila Sabakare Militabe Asane Basila Namaskari. Offering obeisances. Sarvabhauma Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Asana. Sitting places. Nivedila. Offered. Sabakari. All of them. Mili. Meeting. Tabe. After that. Sunday Basila. He took his seat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. As soon as they entered his house, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offered the Lord obeisances and a place to sit. After sitting all the others, the Bhattacharya took his seat. This is the etiquette. This is the etiquette of receiving a guest. One should go out to meet the guest when he's coming. And one should be very, very happy to see the guests coming. Should be happy. From our acharyas, if a devotee is not happy seeing another devotee, is called paramaparat. One is not happy to see a devotee. To see a devotee, no greeting, just walk past a devotee. Saparad. Means you're not happy. You're not happy to see a devotee. The population of the world is 7-point-something billion. How many are devotees? What is our population? Out of 7-point-something billion, how many are devotees? So is it easy to be a devotee? No. So why are you not happy to see a devotee? Srivas Pandit is happy. Jai, our family is increasing. Please come. This is Srivas Pandit mentality. He's happy. Oh, our family is increasing. More devotees. Happy devotees. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is happy to see the Lord. He has offered obeisances. After seeing that everything is in order, then he sits down himself. This is the process. And everyone should follow the culture. Everyone. And offer reception. So offer the reception according to one's means. I visited a place. All the devotees were all seated. They were talking and discussing and drinking. But the sannyasi who had come to speak to them was standing. Others were seated comfortably, drinking and talking. The sannyasi is standing. He's going to speak, but he is standing. There's no place for him to sit. You cannot make advancement in that environment. It's a curse. So you have to learn from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya how to do this. After seeing all others seated comfortably, then Bhattacharya himself took his seat. Even then you offer something, water. Even if you have nothing, you're so poor that there's nothing. Sweet words. Sweet word. And you can't offer anything to sit. Use the hand to clean the floor. The hand, not a broom. Don't use broom. Use the hand. Clean the floor. he can sit. This is the etiquette. Who cannot do that? Who cannot do that? Everyone can do it. So we should do it. 43. After they had discussed various topics about Lord Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I have come to your place just to receive your order. My elder brother Vishwarup has taken sannyas and gone to South India. Now I must go search for him. Please permit me to go, for I must tour South India. With your permission, I shall soon return very happily. Upon hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very much agitated. Catching hold of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave this sorrowful reply. After many births, due to some pious activity, I got to your association. Now, Providence is breaking this invaluable association. If a thunderbolt falls on my head, or if my son dies, I can tolerate it, but I cannot endure the unhappiness of separation from you. Why we are comfortable in this water, we don't feel the separation from Krishna? Why? Why we don't feel the same separation from Krishna? We are comfortable in the material here. Why? We don't love Krishna. We have no love for Krishna. So the process of developing love for Krishna is given. Now we have it. My dear Lord, you are the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Certainly, He will depart. I know that. Still, I ask you to stay here a few days more so that I can see your lotus feet. Upon hearing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relented. He stayed a few days longer and did not depart. The Bhattacharya eagerly invited Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home and fed him very nicely. The Bhattacharya's wife, whose name was Sati Mata, the mother of Sati, did the cooking. The narrations of these persons are very wonderful. Later I shall tell about this in elaborate detail, but at present I wish to describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South Indian tour. After staying 5 days at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally asked his permission to depart for South India. After receiving the Bhattacharya's permission, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. He took the Bhattacharya with him. Seeing Lord Jagannath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also begged his permission. The priest then immediately delivered prasadam and a garland to Lord Chaitanya. Though receiving Lord Jagannath's permission in the form of a garland, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered obeisances, and then, in great jubilation, he prepared to depart for South India. What did you see in text 56?
Taking permission from Lord.
Very good. Very good. This was the ISKCON we joined. we met. This was the ISKCON we met when we came. No devotee leaves the temple without going to the temple to offer obeisances to the Prabhupada before leaving. Nobody does that. Nobody leaves temple without doing that. And when we return back from wherever, either Sankirtan or whatever you have gone out to do, when we come back, we don't go to the ashram. We come straight to Prabhupada and offer obeisances before we go back. Do we do that today? Are we doing like that today? Are we doing like that today? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a fool. He doesn't know. He doesn't know he has to go to the ashram without offering obeisances. Our system is parampara. We have to follow, not experimenting anything. We have to follow, simply follow. It's our system. No devotee walks out to the temple without going to Prabhupada to go and offer obeisances and beg permission to go out. Going out means what? We're going to the battlefield to fight, not to go and sleep. We're going to fight. We have to get ourselves equipped with all the necessary things we need to do, getting the permission to go, getting the permission, the shelter, the protection to go and fight. As soon as we finish, we're coming back, we come straight to go and give report to Prabhupada. Thank you for the shelter. This is how we are protected. This day, the devotee passed from behind the temple and outside. And we also come back from the behind because we don't want to see the deities. So be comfortable with the deities. So be comfortable. The Lord has come here to give us audience. We should appreciate that. That was the standard we met when we came in. Nobody leaves the temple without going inside. You don't see that with Lord Ramachandra? You don't see that? Huh? When Lord Ramachandra came to take Sita, when Lord Ramachandra came to get Sita Devi, all the Satriyas around the whole world gathered, and he tried and failed. King Janak was in anxiety. He stood up and shouted, "What is this? No more Satriyas in this world? My daughter is not going to get a husband? What is this? Where are the Satriyas?" Ramchandra did not say a word. He was seated. The Guru told him, "Go." When he stood up, did he go? He offered obeisances, taking the permission. So the Guru gave him blessing. You go. Then he went. This is the process. And he succeeded. And after that, though receiving Lord Jagannath's permission in the form of a garland, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered obeisances. And then, in great jubilation, he prepared to depart for South India. Accompanied by his personal associates and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated the altar of Jagannath. The Lord then departed on his South Indian tour. While the Lord was going along the path to Alaranath, which was located on the seashore, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave the following orders to Gopinath Acharya. Bring the 4 sets of loincloths and outer garment I keep at home, and also some prasadam of Lord Jagannath. you may carry these things with the help of some Brahmana. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was departing, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya submitted the following at his lotus feet. My Lord, I have one final request that I hope you will kindly fulfill. In the town of Vijayanagar, on the bank of the Godavari, there is a responsible government official named Ramananda Rai. Please do not neglect him, thinking he belongs to a Sudra family engaged in material activities. It is my request that you meet him without fail. Prabhupada. In the Varnashram Dharma, the Sudra is a fourth division in the social status. Sudras are meant to engage in the service of the three higher classes, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. Sri Ramananda Rai belonged to the Karana class, which is the equivalent of the Kayasta class in Bengal. This class is regarded all over India as Sudra. In reality, who is Ramananda Rai in Krishna Lila? Vishaka. And he is acting here as what? Sudra. How do you understand that? How do you understand that? Vishaka Devi, a Gopi, is having the body and the life of a Sudra here. Ramananda Rai did not enter Jagannath temple. Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami did not enter Jagannath temple. Haridas Thakur didn't enter the temple. These are exalted devotees. But ISKCON devotees are very proud. Why don't allow me to enter Jagannath temple? Why? Ramananda Rai didn't enter. He didn't ask why. Of course, yes, Srila Prabhupada was not happy. Srila Prabhupada was not happy. That is why you see Prabhupada didn't open temple in Jagannath temple, Puri. Because he was not happy that devotees are not allowed to enter there. It was with difficulty he accepted in Bhubaneswar. With difficulty. In Jagannath Puri he didn't. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura was asked. Srila Jiva Goswami said, that is a way Krishna uses to advertise his devotees, the glories of his devotees. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura was said, if Krishna did not do this, what will everybody think? Krishna consciousness is for certain class of people, not for everyone. And many people have this mentality, which is affecting the progress of our movement. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching Krishna consciousness does not depend on external considerations. It is beyond material considerations. Anyone can take to Krishna consciousness. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, yes, because Krishna consciousness is our birthright. We have to worship Krishna. Therefore, Krishna put his devotee in different situations to glorify the devotees and to teach everyone the nature of the pure nature of Krishna consciousness beyond the material considerations. Later, the clerical class became the Kayasthas in Bengal. Now there are many mixed classes known as Kayasthas. Sometimes it is said in Bengal that those who cannot claim any particular class belong to the Kayastha class. Although these Kayasthas or Karanas are considered Sudras, they are very intelligent and highly educated. Most of them are professionals such as lawyers or politicians. Those in Bengal, the Kayasthas are sometimes considered Kshatriyas in Odisha. However, the Kayasthas class, which includes the Karanas, is considered in the Sudra category. Srila Ramananda Rai belonged to this Karana class. Therefore, he was considered a Sudra. He was also the governor of South India under the regime of Maharaj Prataparudra of Odisha. In other words, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya informed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Ramananda Rai, although belonging to the Sudra class, was a highly responsible government official as far as spiritual advancement is concerned. Materialists, politicians, and Sudras are generally disqualified. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya therefore requested that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not neglect Ramananda Rai, who was highly advanced spiritually, although he was born a Sudra and a materialist. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he sent a highly qualified Brahmana, Brahmachari, to a Sudra. Who is that? Who is that? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he sent a highly qualified Brahmana Brahmachari to go and learn Krishna Katha from Ramananda Rai. Who is that? Pradyumna, yes, Pradyumna Brahmachari. Pradyumna Brahmachari. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing? Let us see through the eye of the scriptures. We should see through the eye of the sadhus. Don't see with our eye because we are blind people. We have no eye to see. Let us see through the eye of the scriptures or through the eye of the sadhus. That is the best way to see. Pradyumna Brahmachari, he went to a householder to learn about Krishna Katha. And when he got there, he was bewildered. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally made the arrangement. He was waiting for Ramananda Rai, waiting. They are to wait. He's busy. After waiting for a long time, what is he busy doing? He is bathing and dressing young girls for a drama. Brahmachari, to hear Krishna Katha from this? Contamination, self-gratifier. He left. This was a consideration. When Srila Prabhupada gave a qualification for a Brahmachari, Prabhupada gave a qualification. Who is a Brahmachari? One who does not become restless in the presence of a woman is a Brahmachari. One who is restless upon seeing a woman, not a Brahmachari, is a bachelor. There's a difference between a bachelor and brahmachari. Bachelor means you're going to get married tomorrow. Brahmachari means you're not going to get married. So Pradyumna brahmachari left. This is big contamination. How can I imagine hearing Krishna Katha? What is he going to teach me? He left. He went and met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, did you hear Krishna Katha from him? No. Why? He is bathing and dressing beautiful young girls. He's bathing and dressing them for a drama. So how can he speak? What is he going to speak to me? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled. Do you want to hear Krishna Katha? Yes, go back there. I learned Krishna Katha from him. So if you want to hear, if it is Krishna Katha you're looking for, go to Ramananda. He is Acharya for that. So he went back the next day. And Ramananda spoke. When he spoke, he was completely bewildered. Assumption is very dangerous. Assumption. This is assume. Dangerous. When you look at the history, you see assumption, how dangerous it is. Gethsemane. Gethsemane assumed Indradumna Maharaj was not Indradumna Maharaj of Jagannath Puri. This is a different one. He was pretending to meditate because he doesn't want to offer him respect. He caused him to become an elephant. It's assumption. Parikshit Maharaj assumed the sage was pretending to receive him, not to give him water for drink. He garlanded him with a snake. He was cursed to die in 7 days. And personal experience, we have different experience. I have many personal experience. But assumption, thinking about something which is 100% completely different. In Mayapur, 2 years ago, some friends invited me to speak to their congregation. All local people, they all came, like 200 they came. So the devotee who was translating for me was having difficulty getting my accent. So it was very difficult for me to speak. The translation was very difficult. So, but I tried to say something. And as soon as I finished, I assumed that I wasted the audience their time. I wasted their time. I didn't say anything which is useful. I assumed like that, and I left. I didn't wait for questions. I left because I was feeling very embarrassed. So I didn't say anything good. I embarrassed these people. They just waste their time for nothing. This was my assumption, so I left. So the next day, the devotee came to me. So please forgive me for my performance yesterday. I offended you so much that you left. I said, no. I didn't leave because of you. I left because of myself. He said, no, because I didn't translate properly, so you left us. I said, no. That wasn't the reason. My own reason was that I didn't deliver a good lecture. So I was feeling embarrassed. I left. And then the devotee told me, you know, what you said to them
affected them so much that those who did not complete their rounds that time, they didn't take prasadam. All of them chanted their round before they went for prasadam. See, assumption. I assumed, but it was completely opposite. So assumption is dangerous. So be careful with assumption. Don't see devotees externally. You make a big mistake. What of Mukunda and Pundarik Vidyanidhi? Assumption. You told me I was going to see a devotee, but where is the devotee? He's a sense gratifier. He's thrown. Nobody can have money. Nobody will have money to have such a throne that Pundari Vidyanidhi was sitting on these days, in the whole country. But he was sitting there. So Mukund thought, what is the devotee you told me I was going to see? Where is he? He brought me to a sense gratifier. The trash can, you know the trash can of Pundari Vidyanidhi? What is a trash can for him? Gold. It's gold. That's a trash can for someone. That's it. Gold. So who will not consider that this is Sengavikaya? That is Mukunda and Gadadhara Pandit. Yes, Gadadhara Pandit. So Mukunda, this is the nature of devotees. Devotees, they are compassionate by nature. They're full of compassion by nature. So he saw Gadadhara Pandit's thought. Even though he was not speaking out. All he was speaking in his mind, but Mukunda got it. And he chanted the basis from Srimad Bhagavatam. As soon as he heard the verse, he fell from his throne and scattered everything, unconscious for a very long time. So Gadadhara was shocked. I assume a pure devotee to be a sense gratifier. This is my assumption. It's a big mistake. Assumption. Let us see devotees on the platform of Krishna consciousness. Crazy Peter, yes. Yes. But was he a crazy Peter? A Sanskrit scholar? Right? Nobody wanted to deal with him for anything, but Prabhupada has something to do with him. And for that, he translated so many books, so many. Who want to see him? Even dog was better. But everybody enjoyed his devotional service, translating all these our Acharya's books perfectly. Perfectly. A Westerner, not Indian, and a Westerner. Is it not a credit for Prabhupada? Is it not a credit? For Krishna consciousness, it's a credit. What Prabhupada did. He gave us a vision which is beyond this world. So it is better for us to see through Prabhupada's eyes, through the scriptures. This is the best way to see. A Visayi is one who is attached to family life and is interested only in wife, children, and worldly sense gratification. The senses can be engaged either in worldly enjoyment or in the service of the Lord. Those who are not engaged in the service of the Lord and are interested only in material sense gratification are called Vishayi. Srila Ramananda Rai was engaged in government service and he belonged to the Karana class. He was certainly not a sannyasi in saffron cloth, yet he was in the transcendental position of a Paramahamsa householder. Therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, not only in sannyas ashram you find Paramahamsas, in household ashram you can also find Paramahamsas like Ramananda Rai, Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself. Paramahamsa in a household ashram. He didn't renounce, only towards the end. Only towards the end, he remained there, teaching us how powerful Krishna consciousness is. Before becoming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disciple, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered Ramananda Rai an ordinary Visayi because he was a householder engaged in government service. However, when the Bhattacharya was actually enlightened in Vaishnava philosophy, he could understand the exalted transcendental position of Sri Ramananda Rai. Therefore, he referred to him as Adhikari. An Adhikari is one who knows the transcendental science of Krishna and is engaged in his service. Therefore, all Grihastha devotees are designated as Das Adhikari. Listen to what Prabhupada said here. An Adhikari is one who knows the transcendental science of Krishna and is engaged in his service. Do you understand? Huh? Simply to say, I am not this body is enough. That's all. One who knows, the body must do what? Must be engaged in activity of the soul. So here Prabhupada said, an Adhikari is one who knows transcendental science of Krishna and is engaged in the service of Krishna. Simply to know is not enough. That is brain work. Anyone can do that. They prove that one has intelligence, one has knowledge, is that we are engaged in the service of Krishna. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continued, Ramananda Rai is a fit person to associate with you. No other devotee can compare with him in knowledge of the transcendental melos. He is a most learned scholar as well as an expert in devotional melos. Actually, he is most exalted, and if you talk with him, you will see how glorious he is. This is the nature of devotees. Devotees will always feel happy in glorifying other devotees. He's a devotee, taking pleasure in glorifying and appreciating other devotees. I could not realize when I first spoke with Ramananda Rai that his topics and endeavors were all transcendentally uncommon. I made fun of him simply because he was a Vaishnava. This is the way of knowledge, Jnani. Jnani is operating under the mode of passion. Therefore, they are very proud. So they don't see Vaishnavas to be some people, to be important. They see it differently. Even when he saw the Lord himself, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he started counting forward for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are too young to be a sannyas. Second, you are too beautiful. Number three, this one, devotees, we quote all this about Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, but the best one, nobody quote it. Nobody knows much about it. Which is the best one? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, why did you take sannyas? Because sannyasis are full of false ego. Is it not? So you take sannyas, you're going to be very, very proud. Have you heard it? It is there, but we don't speak about it. Which means we are proud. You take sannyas, you'll be very proud. You don't offer obeisance to anyone. This is not good. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya spoke all this things from reality. He spoke this. So he's making a confession here, which is very, very good. Devotee, we should confess. We should make confession. Very important to confess. Purport. Anyone who is not a Vaishnava or an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Lord must be a materialist. A Vaishnava living according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's injunctions is certainly not on the materialistic platform. So it doesn't depend on our external situations. Perfection, purity, pure love of Godhead does not depend on our external considerations. And pure devotees, they hide themselves. Just like Krishna also himself. Krishna also hide himself from people. Even Krishna's pure devotees, Krishna still tried to hide from them. Ramananda Rai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to hide, but Ramananda Rai discovered him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna tried to hide from Madhavendra Puri, but he discovered him. Krishna always tried to do that. Devotees also always try to do that. Chaitanya means spiritual force. All of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities were carried out on the platform of spiritual understanding. Therefore, only those who are on the spiritual platform are able to understand the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told another Mukunda Sanjay. He's a kirtan performer. If I don't give my blessing to somebody, even if I stand before the person, they would never understand me. Only if I give blessing that one can understand. I was standing before Kamsa. He didn't recognize me as the Supreme Person. I was standing before Dhirodhan. He didn't understand I'm the Supreme. Materialistic persons cannot understand these activities and are generally known as karmis or gyanis. The gyanis are mental speculators who simply try to understand what is spirit and what is matter. Their process is neti. This is not spirit. This is not Brahman. The gyanis are a little more advanced than the dull-headed karmis who are simply interested in sense gratification. Before becoming a Vaishnava, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a mental speculator, Gyani. And being such, he always cut jokes with Vaishnavas. A Vaishnava never agrees with the speculative system of the Gyanis. Both the Gyanis and the Karmis depend on direct sense perception for their imperfect knowledge. The Karmis never agree to accept anything not directly perceived, and the Gyanis put forth only hypotheses. However, the Vaishnavas, the unalloyed devotees of the Lord, do not follow the process of acquiring knowledge by direct sense perception over mental speculation. Because they are servant to the Supreme Lord, devotees receive knowledge directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he speaks it in the Bhagavad Gita, or sometimes as he imparts it from within the Chaitya Guru. As Lord Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Tesham satata yuktanam vajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamu payantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. The Vedas are considered to have been spoken by the Supreme Lord. They were first analyzed by Brahma. They were first realized by Brahma, who is the first created being within the universe. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaya. Our process is to receive knowledge through the Parampara system. From Krishna to Brahma, to Narada, Vyasa, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the 6 Goswamis. By disciple succession, Lord Brahma was enlightened from within by the original person, Krishna. Our knowledge is fully perfect due to being handed from master to disciple. A Vaishnava is always engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and thus neither Karmis nor Gyanis can understand activities of a Vaishnava. It is said, Vaishnavera Griya Mudra Vijgeha Na Bhujaya. Even the most learned man, depending on the direct perception of knowledge, cannot understand activities of a Vaishnava. After being initiated into Vaishnavaism by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized what a mistake he had made in trying to understand Ramananda Rai, who was very learned and whose endeavors were all directed to rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. 67. The Bhattacharya said, by your mercy, I can now understand the truth about Ramananda Rai. In talking with him, you also will acknowledge his greatness. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's request that he meet Ramananda Rai. Bidding Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya well, the Lord embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Bhattacharya to bless him while he engaged in the devotional service of Lord Krishna at home, so that by Sarvabhauma's mercy, the Lord could return to Jagannath Puri. Just see what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing. Begging blessing from his devotee. The Supreme Personality of God is begging blessing from his devotees. Krishna did not beg Kamsa to give him blessing. And Krishna did not cry before Kamsa. Did he cry? Krishna cried before Mother Yasoda, but he never cried before Kamsa and all the Asuras. Krishna never cried. But here, Krishna is begging mercy from his devotees. This is the nature of pure love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the Bhattacharya to bless him while he engaged in the devotional service of Lord Krishna at home, so that by Sarvabhauma's mercy, the Lord could return to Jagannath Puri. The word Kariha Ashirvada means continue to bestow your blessings upon me. Being a sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the fourth order of life and was thus due all respect and adoration, whereas Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, as a householder, was in the second order. A sannyasi is supposed to offer blessings to a grihastha, yet now, by his practical behavior, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested the blessings of a grihastha. This incident shows the special significance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preaching. He gave equal status to everyone, regardless of material considerations. This is powerful. His movement is thoroughly spiritual. This incident shows the special significance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preaching. He gave equal status to everyone, regardless of material considerations. His movement is thoroughly spiritual. Although apparently a grihastha householder, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was, unlike the so-called karmis, interested in sense gratification. After being initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhattacharya was perfectly situated in the spiritual order. Therefore, it was quite possible for him to offer blessings even to a sannyasi. He was always engaged in the service of the Lord, even at home. In our disciple line, we have the example of a perfect householder Paramhamsa, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. In his book, Saranagati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur states, whenever a householder glorifies the Supreme Lord in his home, his activities are immediately transformed into the activities of Goloka Vrindavan. Spiritual activities taking place in Goloka Vrindavan, planet of Krishna. Activities exhibited by Krishna himself at Boma Vrindavan. The Vrindavan Dham existing on this planet are not different from his activities on the planet Goloka Vrindavan. This proper realization of Vrindavan anywhere. This is proper realization of Vrindavan anywhere. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we inaugurated the new Vrindavan activities, wherein devotees are always engaged in the transcendental loving service to the Lord. And this is not different from Goloka Vrindavan. The conclusion is that one who acts strictly in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is competent to offer blessings to sannyasis, even though he be a grihastha householder. Although he is in an exalted position, a sannyasi still must elevate himself to the transcendental platform by rendering service to the Lord. By his actual behavior, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begged the blessings of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. In this way, he set the example of how one should expect blessings from a Vaishnava regardless of his social position. I wish we should understand and apply this. Saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed on his tour and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately fainted and fell to the ground. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya fainted, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not take notice of him. Rather, he left quickly. Who can understand the mind and intention of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why did he do that?
He would have become emotional to stay back.
He would not be able to continue his journey. He would be affected by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's affection. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Advaita Acharya's house after his initiation, and after a few days, he was leaving for Jagannath Puri. Every devotee was in anxiety. Every single devotee was crying, including Advaita Acharya. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him. Listen to me. Let everyone cry, it's okay, but if you cry, it will be very difficult for me to continue. Your duty is to console them so that I can do my duty. Please do this for me. And Advaita Acharya stopped crying and started preaching to everyone to be peaceful so he can continue. Because it will be difficult for him to continue with his travel. He pretended not to see. He will be affected and he will remain there. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is not going to be, there's no time, there's no day he's going to be free that he will not faint like this. So Chaitanya will not continue with his tour. For him to go, he has to close his eyes and pretend not to see. But his heart was bleeding because of that. It was naturally expected that when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya fainted and fell to the ground, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have taken care of him and waited for him to regain consciousness. But he did not do so. Rather, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately started on his tour. It is therefore very difficult to understand the activities of a transcendental person. Sometimes they may seem rather old, but a transcendental personality remains in his position, unaffected by material considerations. Hare Krishna. Comments? Questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank
Maharaj,
you.
Maharaj, you have told that from our material point of view, we are not able to understand who is a pure devotee or such high level of devotee. In that case, how will we be able to understand that he is a devotee from inside, or how will recognize that thing so that we cannot be offensive of him?
How do we recognize a pure devotee so that we don't make offense to him or her? The best qualification for us to understand a pure devotee is that we ourselves should be a devotee. If we are devotees, we will know who is a devotee. The scriptural qualifications are here, but some people can have it. Sahajas can also have it. The surest way for us to be fully protected from making a mistake is we should be a devotee ourselves. Not necessarily a pure devotee, but we should have a heart of a devotee. Krishna will show us who is a pure devotee. We will not make mistake because Krishna will direct, will show us. That is the best way. There are other ways also we can see. Any person who does not encourage you in sense gratification, anyone who discourages you in sense gratification, and he will never speak anything about politics. So many devotees are into politics now, in different groups, different camps. Devotees, they have political camps they are following. Many devotees are doing. That is dangerous. So anyone who is not political, has no interest in politics, and does not have a political hero to follow, he never speak politics. Never. But will always discourages anyone and everyone in sense gratification, but will encourage everyone in Krishna consciousness as a devotee. From the Katha Upanishad, Shrotriyam Brahma Nishtam. One who has heard from disciple succession and is now fixed in Krishna consciousness, fixed in Krishna consciousness. It's a devotee. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, one whose presence alone will spontaneously make one to chant Hare Krishna is a pure devotee. He is not speaking, just his presence alone will make you to chant Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's a pure devotee. For 3 years he answered this question. Who is a devotee? For 3 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was answering this question. For 3 years. The last year, he said, one whose presence makes you to spontaneously chant Hare Krishna without preaching to you, that's a pure devotee. So we can go, are you a pure devotee? You will never find a pure devotee. But if we are very, very sincere in our heart to serve Lord Krishna, Krishna will show you this is a pure devotee. Go and meet him or her. At least you can have that sincerity to understand Krishna. Krishna will show you a pure devotee. All right? Yes, finish it.
Maharaj, many times we feel very helpless and very discouraged.
Many times?
Many times in our life we feel very helpless and discouraged. In that situation, how we should deal?
We should not feel discouraged, and we should not feel helpless. There's no reason why we should feel helpless. We have the holy name of Krishna to chant. There is nothing which can be compared to the holy name. There's nothing. If you go to school, if you don't complete it, do you have certificate? Huh? No. If you do jagya, if you make mistake, don't complete it, you have good result? No. If you are working, if you don't finish your job, you pay your salary? No. If you chant Hare Krishna, even with offenses, you get purified. Is it not enough to encourage us? Is it not an encouragement? I have the holy name that will never leave me at any time. Is it not encouragement? My spiritual master told me, I will never give up on anyone. Is it not encouragement? Huh? Is it not? I will never give up on anyone. Anyone who approaches me, I will never give up on that person. Is it not an encouragement? We're not encouraged. Huh? Prasadam is there. Whatever happens, Prasadam is there to take. Encouragement. Is it not? It's Prasad is there, waiting. Just be encouraged. There's so many things to encourage in our Christian consciousness. Everything can disappoint us and will disappoint us in this world, but Christian will never disappoint us. Never. Arjuna make this very clear. So Krishna, you are teaching me this process, and I know it is very difficult. So if I give up my material occupation and take to this spiritual process of teaching me, suppose I didn't succeed. I didn't gratify my senses as a materialist. I didn't attain perfection in the spiritual world, the spiritual life. So what would be my situation? I don't say, a Christian said, my dear friend, one who does good can never be overcome by evil. Is it an encouragement? Christian is not a bluffer. He's speaking something that he is doing. So it's encouragement. And look at all the devotees. See, devotees. So we should not be discouraged. And we have so many people who are helping us, so many helpers. There's so many. Right? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I wanted to ask a question from morning lecture. In morning lecture, you told about the connection. So in that lecture, you told that to develop the connection with someone, you need to understand his mood. So I just wanted to ask that how actually, what are the processes through which we can develop that connection to the spiritual master who's not very much we are not very much physically in contact with him, and then how to understand his mood also. So if you can enlighten on this.
If you want to understand somebody, you should listen to the person. You hear. When the person speaks, you will understand, oh, this person, this is what he likes. You should hear. So you hear your spiritual master, you understand. My spiritual master wants every devotee to take their Krishna consciousness very seriously. You will get that from his speech. My spiritual master wants every devotee to be fatherly, to be brothers and sisters keepers. My spiritual master likes that we should support each other in our Christian consciousness. We should be broad-minded, not narrow-minded. We should not bring sectarianism into Christian consciousness. Oh, this is what my spiritual master likes. My spiritual master wants me to become a responsible devotee. Not taking this movement cheaply, taking this movement very seriously. My spiritual master is expecting me not to be a floating devotee. My spiritual master wants me to be a potent devotee that just his presence will encourage people to become serious in their Christian cause. This is what the spiritual master is expecting from me. He want to see me making serious advancement. His spiritual master don't want me to be careless. He wants me to be attentive in everything. This is spiritual master's expectations from me. And when you follow that, you are connected. Always thinking, what can I do to please the spiritual master? What can I do to please the spiritual master? The spiritual master want me to chant my Hare Krishna mantra just for pleasing Krishna and nothing else, just to please Krishna. So how will I do this to please Krishna? Then you are praying to him for strength, you are praying for him for empowerment, you are praying for strength, you are praying for the mercy. And the services which you give, we want to do it to the best of our ability. You constantly think of a person, you are with that person. Anything you think of, you are with that thing. Right? Anything. This is what Krishna promised in Bhagavad Gita. Anything you remember at the time of death, you take to that without fail. What are the things we are going to remember? The things we have been thinking of throughout. That is what we will remember. So if we are very attentive to the spiritual master, we will remember his instructions, we will follow his instruction, and at the time of death, we will meet him. Right?
Thank you, Maharaj. Class was very much helping. My question is, this like lot of time assumption. When I make lot of assumption for some devotees, it create a kind of fault-finding tendency, and I commit offenses towards them. Sometimes assumptions are correct, although maximum time it like they are wrong. So how to come out of that?
We just mentioned. This way we discuss. Give it up. It is dangerous.
How to give it?
Just stop it. That's all. Just stop it. 90% of what we think about somebody is wrong. 90%. Only 10% will be correct, but 90% is wrong. Anything, anybody is wrong. So we'll give it up. Krishna didn't tell us to think about somebody. Krishna told us to think about him. Think about Krishna. Yes. Right? Yes, sir. Okay. Time for Arti.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, just one question that we regularly hear that we need an urgent mood to advance in Krishna consciousness. But as we come in devotion service, we do a chanting, reading, hearing, we are regularly doing it. But that mood of urgency, somewhere it gets lost over the years. So how to remain that urgent mood?
Why our intense desire to practice goes down after some time we come to Krishna consciousness? Because of prasada. After all, what I will do, prasadam is there. So you're comfortable. If the devotees make an announce that, dear devotees, this morning there will be no prasadam, will you be comfortable? You'll not be comfortable. You will start thinking what to do. Let me pray to Krishna so that I can be transferred to a temple that will have prasadam for me. That time we remember Krishna. Say, oh, okay, you can pray. Krishna, please help me. But as soon as Krishna helps us, we forget. So we should be very conscious of what is Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? Of course, that depends mostly on the association we have. Association. If you have association with a pure devotee, our advancement will be faster because He's going to put us always on the track. Always. He's going to direct us. He's going to push us. The Christian master must push the devotee, the disciple. We're going to be pushed. Because the pushing is there. That comes in many ways. When the spiritual master comes, there's so many activities, everybody is doing something, right? That is his pushing. He pushes us in many ways. Arrange this, do this, do this. When you're not there, okay, I'm on holiday now. The complacency comes in. According to Bhagavad Gita, complacency is a demon. 16:17. Demon. So we shouldn't be relaxed. We're thinking that yeah, Krishna consciousness, I still have a long life, so no problem. I will do it later. Nobody has time. Even children in Kali Yuga, we are living on borrowed time. We are already late in everything. We are late. You know what the scripture said? If you don't take initiation, when you are 80 years, you are not qualified to take initiation again. How many of us are beyond 8 years? One should not take initiation after 8 years. You take initiation before 8 years. Anyone here who have taken initiation before 8? Huh? So we are not qualified for initiation. What Prabhupada gave us. Just see. This is what the scripture says. 8 years you should take initiation. After that you are not fit for it. But we got. We're still getting. All right, thank you. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
ये इसमें दिखता है, ठीक है।